Okay, guys, now we are going to learn the lookup functions. We're going to start with the VLOOKUP. Remember, V stands for vertical. Therefore, that means that it is looking for something or searching for something that is down a column. So, first of all, what we're going to do is we are going to highlight A15 through C20, and we are going to define this table here, or this range. So after we highlight that, we're going to go up to the Formulas tab, and then we are going to click on Define Name and define the name, and we are going to type in bonus. We are looking through the workbook, and we're going to click OK. So now we have put this as our table, and we have named it. So we are ready to do our VLOOKUP, our vertical lookup. So now we're going to click in cell E5 to do our function here. So we're going to go up to Lookup and Reference. We're going to scroll down to VLOOKUP. Okay, so we are looking up the value in B5, so we can click on B5 here. So it's going to start in this cell and it's going to go down. Now, if we hit Tab or we click on the next table array, we need to type in bonus, because our table is called bonus because we just defined it. So we're going to press the Tab key again, and we are looking for a number 2. And we're going to press the Tab key again. So now we're going to put the word true in here. So we are starting in column B, starting in cell B5. We're going down the column all the way down column B, and it's going to find anything that has a number 2. So we are going to press OK. Excuse me. So, alright, so think about what it just did here. This is a number 12. So it went down to find 12 in the years over here. And if you see right here, 10 to 15, it had to put 2.5 there. So that's where it got that information. It cannot go up to 3 because they have not got 15 years. So that's how it found that information there. So now what we can do is to fill in the rest of these, we just use our fill handle and we go all the way down. Now, if you notice this one right here, this one does not have any data. Why? Because their years of experience is only half a year, so you do not get an individual bonus until you reach the full year. So that's the reason that one has a not available. Alright, so now let's do another one. Now we're going to click in cell F5. And when we click in cell F5, we're going to go do the same thing again. We're going to click on Lookup and Reference. And we are going to do a VLOOKUP. Okay, so in this one, we are going to click on B5 again. And once we click on B5, we are going to type in bonus again. And this time we are going to use the number 3. And we're not going to put anything in the range lookup this time. And we are going to press the enter key. So this 3 right here represents the column number 3. So this time we are scrolling down through here, taking this number, and we are going to match it over here with the bonus office bonus, or the back office bonus, excuse me. Alright, so let's press OK. So this person that has 12 years, so in this one right here, it would be 10 to 15, so it picked out 1% there, and that's how it found that information. So as we scroll down and use our fill handle again, we will find all of these. So okie dokie. So that is how you finish, that is how you do the vertical lookup. So now let's click on the standards worksheet. And on the standards worksheet here, we are going to look up the H lookup function, which uses the horizontal lookup, because H stands for horizontal. Alright, we're going to click in cell F11, and when we click in cell F11, we are going to go back up to lookup and reference, and we're going to scroll down to H lookup. Alright, so once we click on this, we want to look up in cell E11. So whatever we have right here is whatever we want to look up. So right now we are looking up anything that's in the feet column. Alright, so our table array, hit your tab key. Our table array, since we didn't define it, all we have to do is highlight it. So there's a couple different ways that you can do that. We're going to press the tab key again. Alright, so for our row index here, we're going to have to do something a little bit different here. We're going to type in D11, and we're going to put a plus and a 1. This currently evaluates to 3 by looking at this number over here. If you refer to the number of beds in D11, so if we go back up here to D11, we have 2. But you don't come down enough rows because of the labels in the first row of the table. The number of beds is actually 1 more than the number of beds because the labels here, beds, CO2, etc., count as the first row, and the row 2 and row 2 is for bed number 1. So that is the reason why we need to add a 1 here, so it will give us the correct information, because we do not want to include these. Alright, so once we press the tab key here, we are going to type in the word false, and we are ready to hit OK. So if we look here for the 2 beds, and we're under feet, so if we go to 2 beds and we're under feet, that has to be 1,000, and this matches 1,000. So now if we change D11 to 5 beds, so let's type in a 5 and press enter, our result is, for the number of feet, is 2,500. So 5 beds equals 2,500, so we know we did that correct. Now let's try another one. In cell E11, if we change this to CO2 and we press enter, we will also notice that 5 beds for CO2 The answer is 2. Oh, excuse me, 5 beds. 5 beds for CO2, the answer is 3. So we know we did that one correctly. So now let's try one more. What if we go over here and we decide to do 7? If we had trying to look up 7 beds and we press enter, it gives us a reference, an error message, because we do not have 7 beds over here. So now let's go back and type a 1 here, and our result is 1 for CO2. Alright, we are now finished with the lookup function.